not, we have to put the policy and put these children up front. And that's why I'm asking for this board to have some training in those areas that I mentioned, and it should be mandatory, because we need to all get on the same page in order to make this district move forward, or else we're going to have problems, because we got the community out there that are upset, and half of them are divided at this point, and we need to figure out some way of trying to pull it together instead of playing these little childish games of going back and forth with this.
To answer that briefly. Shirley, it's unfortunate you couldn't make our last meeting. We discussed this. I'm not sure why you couldn't make it. That's your own personal prerogative.
But you kept changing the time.
And you can easily, and I'm not going to argue, I'm not here to argue. You have my cell phone. You have my Norwalk Public Schools website address. You can easily email me. We're all civil here. We all want to talk. We all want to have a conversation. We've been working the past couple months, and you might have missed some meetings, School Governance Council. That's the #1 on our list as a policy committee. I'm very easily, you can ask any member here, contact me anytime on my cell, and I'm available and I'll get back to you. And I take offense when you mention power. I'm not here as the person in power. I'm here to make the right decisions, to work as a group in policy. If you were at our last policy meeting, you could have discussed this and voiced your concern and being upset, or you might have been angry, whatever it may have been, you could have voiced that during our last meeting. It was public knowledge. We're having a policy committee meeting. We have it the first of every month on a Tuesday. Public is welcome. I mention that during every single meeting. We've been busy, as I mentioned, School Governance Council. That's taken up many, many months. I didn't look at this particular policy and say, I've got to have it this time. We have a lot of policies down the pipe that we have to work on. We had attendance. We had people coming in tonight that went through curriculum tonight, went through curriculum prior, came to policy. We had almost a 40-minute meeting discussing attendance and block scheduling. We had 2 representatives from Bryant McMahon and Norwalk High School. We had Lisa Lenskov coming tonight and talking about wellness and nutrition, which was critical. So we have very busy agendas. Especially if you come to our meetings, you'll know what we have going on in policy. And we try to get it all discussed. We try to take our time on it. We move it as a policy. We approve it, which we did for this amendment. We bring it to the full board for discussion and then action on the following meeting. It's always been like that, and I'm sure it will continue to be like that. Mr. Anderson or Mr. Lyons?
Yes, Eric.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just did want to comment on this as a member of the policy committee. When this was brought forward to us, there was already a great deal of discussion with the board in our executive sessions, and also in general conversations with Attorney Mooney on this topic. So when it was brought to us, the discussion was limited, as it was presented to me, as I was not a part of the prior conversations that have been listed in this packet of information here, that it was very clear cut. It was an extraneous bit of information that did not exist in any other policies, nor did it change the overall meeting. However, it's something that could be misconstrued by the public, which I think it was in this case. As you stated, Ms. Mosby, the decisioning wasn't made by that wording, but I think a lot of the uproar was. So when I voted to remove this policy, it was in the understanding of cleaning up the language. It doesn't diminish what the policy says. It does remove a bit of information that definitely caused a lot of confusion and upset many individuals incorrectly, as you have pointed out in your ruling here. So I was in favor of it, especially after hearing from Attorney Mooney and his decisioning on why it should be removed. So I did need to put that into the conversation.
And to go back, one more, and to go back to the